Hello and welcome to Honors Calculus. My name is Mr. Weaver and I'll be working with you this year. Most of you I've had in the past, a couple of you I have not. So I look forward to meeting you and learning a little bit about you, a little bit about myself. I am in my 23rd year of teaching here at Corrigan High School. I've taught Honors Calculus for the better part of probably 20 years. I really enjoy this course. It is the business calculus. The nice thing about this is we don't have to be anywhere at any specific point in time. So if we need to spend an extra day on a topic, we can. If we need to spend 2 days, we can. I really want you to have a nice understanding of calculus, where it comes from, why we use it, and how to do the problems within it. Basically is to give you an idea of what calculus is and to make you better prepared for next year as you enter college and take a calculus course there. I said I was in my 23rd year. I have 4 kids at home. One is at Purdue, a freshman. 2 of them are in high school and 1 is in middle school. Still live on the farm, and most of you saw the animals, and maybe we'll take a field trip again this year. Who knows? A virtual field trip, that is. That's the way things go. Doesn't matter how you plan on working with calculus this year, whether it's going to be virtual or if it's going to be in the classroom. I probably won't see you face to face, but we will see face to face virtually, I suppose. Let's go ahead and share out the screen here, and I'll show you kind of the way I got the course set up. Those of you that had honors pre-calculus last year, it's going to be very similar to what we did last year. There are a few slight changes because we are going virtual, but other than that, you're going to see the way we ended last year is pretty well the way we're going to start up this year as well. So course goals, basically there's 3 main topics in calculus. There's limits, derivatives, and integration. And we'll talk about those the same as we would in an AP course. The only difference, the big difference is we don't have that exam again to worry about, and we won't work with a whole lot of trig. Maybe a little at the end if we have some time, but probably not going to see a whole lot of trig this year. The book that we're going to use is the Applied Calculus book. It's going to look something like this. Yours might be white, and it depends on what version you get or what year they were printed out. Some were white, some were blue. But that is the book that we're going to use. It is business oriented. So we're going to see supply and demand curves. We're going to talk about some business or some applied sciences, some biology in there as well. How many fish can you put into a pond? That sort of question will be answered at the end based on food and size, and how do we come up with the volume of a pond that's curved, sort of thing. Expectations. Come to class and be prepared and ready to go, whether that's in person, online, virtually, however we're going to do it, come and be ready. Ask questions. Calculus builds upon itself. It's always going to build upon itself. So you need to understand what we did yesterday to be able to do today. That's just the way it is. That's the nature of the beast. It's a typical math course. Got to know yesterday to be able to do today. So ask the questions. If it's an email at 9 o'clock at night, if it's during a Zoom call, whatever, don't hesitate to ask the questions. Watch the videos that I've prepared. I'm hopefully getting a little better preparing the videos, but watch them and make sure you understand those as well. Take notes on those videos. Respect yourself, use appropriate language. Of course, again, ask questions. No, it's not a typo. I want you to ask the questions. Gotta ask, gotta ask, gotta ask. And then put your whole heart into it. It's gonna be very easy for some of you to go out, find a website, and put the problem in, get the answer out, submit it, and be done. You could do that probably, and you probably won't get a whole lot out of it. If you put your heart and soul into the course, you're going to get something out of it, and you're going to be a better person, and that you're going to be better off next year for it. Flipping down there to materials that you're going to need. You need some paper or pencil. May want to use a pen, depends on how you write. I do need to be able to see it when you submit it into the computer. You will need some graph paper. You may want to find a friend and split a pack. You're not going to need a whole lot, maybe 50, 75 sheets maximum. So if you get a nice little book, or if you want to split some with your neighbor, that's fine with me. You'll want a binder to organize yourself. You will not turn that in, but get a binder so you can organize yourself and you know where things are. A TI-83 or an 84 calculator, doesn't matter to me. 84 is a little more calculus oriented, but the 83 will work as well. Course grading, your assignments will be 30% and your quizzes and tests will be 70%, very similar to what we saw last year. Assignments. Assignments are going to work very similar to what I did last year as well. They're going to be 5 points a day. You're going to have an assignment most every day. You will check that into Google Classroom, which we'll get into in a little bit here. The way I grade them is out of that 5 points, I will grade 2 to 3 problems for accuracy. Again, I give you the answer key, just like I did last year, so we'll talk about that. So I expect you to check your work, and I expect you to correct them, and then submit a nice, clean, worked out problem. So I will check those for 2 to 3 points, and then 2 to 3 points for completion as well. Every assignment must be handwritten. So that's going to be a little different than I ended the year last year on. So I'm expecting everything to be in your own handwriting. At the top of your paper, I expect to see your name, the date, the bell assigned, and the page number. So the bell assigned would be, in this case, you guys are 4th bell. But I need to have that information so I can get into Progress Book nice and cleanly and a little easier for me on my end. All assignments will be submitted through Google Classroom. We did that at the end of last year for the most part. I kind of gave you a leeway on submitting it through Google Classroom or through email. This year, everything is Google Classroom. That way it's all in one spot for me, and I can go in and get it graded pretty easily. It will generally be due at 11:59 the day after it's assigned. The reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to create a Zoom meeting the next day after it was assigned so we can go over any questions. And you can get those questions answered, get your problems corrected, get it submitted by 11:59 in the evening. Let's see. Oh, I guess you don't need CalcChat. CalcChat's for the AP. Don't worry about the CalcChat there. Quizzes and tests. We will have quizzes and tests this year. They will be on paper. You will have to upload them. They will be timed. So if I give you half an hour to do it, you only get half an hour to do it. If it's submitted after that time, it will be marked as a 0. So you got to make sure that you're able to get in, get the quiz taken, and then get it uploaded as well. Late work, I will accept late work this year, but it will be at a maximum of 50% of the original value. So if it was originally worth 5 points, it's only going to be worth 2.5 if you get it in late. Assignments that are more than 2 days late, I will not accept. They'll get a 0. I can't keep going back 2-3 weeks like I did in the spring, giving you grades for things that were supposed to be already done. It gets you to fall behind quite quickly, and it gets me just chaotic. So we're going to get rid of that late work possibility. Absent work, as always, you get a day for every day that you're absent. We'll work with that as well. Extra credit I can help you with. We might have some extra credit here and there, but it's going to be limited. Extra help. I know in years past I've been here at 7 o'clock and here until whenever. It's going to be a little different since we can't get together face-to-face all the time, and we can't have a big group of people in the classroom. So I'm going to limit that. I will, however, be available 7:30 to 3 o'clock through email, and I will set up Zoom meetings pretty much every day to get questions answered. And I'll also be available in person, but on a limited basis. You can email me and we can make some arrangements so that we can get together in room 404. Websites that you're going to want to get into are Google Classroom, which of course you've already gotten into that. There's our code, and then Progress Book. So if we get into Google Classroom here, I'll pick a day. I guess we'll pick Monday. So this announcements will be set up very similar to what we had last year. You're going to see the date. You're going to see what section we're working with, what page it's going to come from as well, and the topic. And then you're going to see the assignment. So on Monday, August 31st, you're expected to go into see the notes and then the assignment there on page 23. So then below the attachments, you're going to see generally a set of notes. So these will be notes that I did in years past. You'll see an assignment answer key. So you can go in, check all of your work. Don't just look at the assignment, the numbers listed here. Make sure you're looking at the assignment that is actually assigned. There's going to be extra problems down here because it goes along many days. So I have all of my page 23 answers here. We may work on page 23 for several days. I may have added some problems. I may take away some problems. Make sure you're doing the assignment in the announcement, not necessarily the problems that are listed down here. You should find most all the problems that were assigned down here, but they're not all going to be assigned at the same time. And then you'll also see generally a video. The video is going to allow you to see me working out some sample problems. So that's going to be announcements. You'll also see classwork. So within Google Classroom, this is where you're going to upload all of your assignments. So here's page 23. It's due on the 9th. It was assigned on the 8th. So I've got everything listed out. I'm good through the middle of September already. I'm waiting on you guys to get going on it. So that should be pretty well what we've got. You will get a book. It should be in your room with your teacher so that you can get going on that assignment. I will post the first couple of pages on here so that you can get started on those, but your books will be in your classroom when you get back and we're getting ready to go. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me an email, gweaver@nwlst.org. Hopefully we can make it a good year, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit of calculus. Good luck. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. Takes me a little bit, still learning. There we go. Have a great year, guys.